Me, Lynn Daniel, coming to you today on the Buddy Zone. This is my teacher YouTube channel here on YouTube where I talk about work-life balance. So I'm going to ask you a couple of things. First off, if you like this video, thumbs up this video. Please subscribe if you haven't, and thank you if you have. And if you want to know when I upload new videos, hit that bell icon. That is the notification icon. When you click on it, a box will appear. Click in the box, tell them yes, you want to be notified, and then you will know. All right, so today I want to talk a little bit about, I'm still thinking along the lines of the psychology of why we became teachers, why I became a teacher, why you became a teacher, and how this can help us to improve our teaching, to keep our teaching at a high quality. And so I think it's important, though, for myself to look back at my personal picture, because when I examine my past, when I examine my character development and the important milestones in my life, individuals who were important in interacting with me at those milestones, it really does help me to, I think, be more sensitive to my students who may be going through similar milestones. And so I already shared with you why I think I became a middle school teacher. Because as a seventh grader, I have always loved school, but seventh grade was my challenging year as far as growing up, becoming a young woman, body going through hormonal changes, learning my strengths and weaknesses, the things that I like, identifying what I wanted my role to be and not the role that other people were trying to put upon me, learning my independence and learning my schoolwork. And so this is the phase that my students, my seventh graders, are going through. And my eighth graders are a little bit on well, I'm not teaching eighth grade anymore. That's another video. We reconfigured our grade levels, but that's another video. But the eighth graders are a little bit beyond some of this, but the seventh graders are right in the midst of it. Those 11, 12-year-olds. Okay, so that's why, I think I became a teacher of middle schoolers. Now, as a professional, though, when we are in our role as an educator and we are functioning in that role, we are interacting with our professional peers in that role. It's important too, I think, to accept who we have been molded into, who we have become, and to use our self-identity, our self-awareness, our training, our experience, all of those things. That's what we bring to the table. That is what we offer our employer, our team. We offer them us. And so it's important as an educator to understand what it is that you offer. Yes, your professional skill sets, but also your personal philosophy of education, your personal growth and development and psyche and all of that. All of that is what you bring to the table. And so my experience, my life experience has shaped me to be an individual. And what I mean by that is when I was young, I had a lot of childhood illnesses, particularly one childhood illness that just hung on me. And I fought through it all the time. And so because of that, I was always under medical care, under doctor's care for years and years and years. And my siblings would see me struggling with this And they would feel bad for me and they wouldn't know what to do to help me, you know. And because of it, I found myself in spurts. There would be times when I couldn't interact with my peers. I had to be alone. I had to sit out, sit on the bench, sit out, sit on the porch, sit out. You know, I couldn't play. And so, you know, instead of me, my eyes are puffy. I'm not going to cry, I promise. Instead of me being sad about that, I just learned how to cope with it. I mean, I learned how to play when I could with the people who had fun and allowed me to play with them. When I was young, primarily my brother and the boys next door, they were more open and willing to let me play go-karts and help them build things and play, you know, fun stuff that they did. They were more willing than the girls were. And so I played with the boys more when I was able to, when I was young, like fourth grade, third grade, something like that. But then on those spurts when I had to be alone, I learned how to enjoy writing. I learned how to enjoy listening to music. I enjoyed poetry. I enjoyed drawing. My dad he did drawing. He was an artist in his own right. And so he would put me in these competitions where he would sketch a picture and then I would have to sketch the picture. And then if my picture wasn't like his, then he would challenge me to bring my level up, you know. And so I learned how to live in those worlds, that individual, independent world and that interactive world. And these are strengths and personal skills and personal understandings that we bring to our employer. And I think it helps to, especially on a team, every member has their own individual strengths. And when you bring your strengths and you use them, you don't have to announce them verbally, but when you use them, they will be noticed and they more than likely will provide benefits to the team if you are using them in a way to support the team effort, to support improvement of maybe whatever the team goals are in that. And so what I've noticed about how I interact with my teams, I really tend to be a team listener, a team observer, and then I will provide the feedback. I will, after I watch and listen to see what everyone else has contributed, then I will contribute. And when I contribute, it usually is something that hasn't been offered. Now, whether it is accepted or not, whether it is taken and used or not is really, you know, it depends on if it's needed or if the team feels it's needed or whatever. Or at the moment, it may not be. It may come later, you know. And so as a teacher, all of us who are on this YouTube teacher channel community, I think it is important for us to understand our personal selves, why we became a teacher, what we offer beyond our experience and our training and our professionalism that helps to make us that good teacher that we are, you know, that irreplaceable team member that we are. And so we had our school fair, fall festival Friday. I'm feeling a little warm. I must be getting too personal. And then the reason my face is a little shiny is because I put on my Jeans Therapy lotion and I just let it soak in. So, all right. So Friday we had our school fall festival. And the school fall festival is fun. They have the bouncy houses or the jumpers or whatever you call them. They have games, cakewalks, and all kinds of things, face painting, different activities. They have the choir there performing. They play the music. It's really fun. And so this year they put me on the bouncy house, one of the bouncy houses. I chose the theme that I liked. I chose Toy Story. You Got a Friend in Me? Toy Story. Yeah, because I share with you all that video in my video a few videos back. So go back and check that video out when I talk about playing music in the classroom. But anyway, so I chose my bouncy house. And really the bouncy houses are for the little kids, right? They really are. But of course, here comes some seventh graders. Now, I'm not going to turn them away because the thing about middle schoolers is sometimes I feel like they are discriminated against just because of that stage they're going through. And that, you know what, that's another reason why I feel like I fit in the middle schoolers, because as a Black person and as a woman, I experience a lot of discrimination. So I get that picture. I totally understand that. And so middle schoolers can be threatening to some people, you know, because they're just going through that phase. They want to be kids and have fun, but they also will voice their opinion and they will say something back to an adult. So anyway, so here comes the seventh grader. So I tell them, I say, okay, so let's have a few of you go in and see, you know, how it's going to work out, because you guys are a little bigger and, you know, I don't want you knocking the house over. So they were fine. They were fine. I let a few of them in there and they're jumping and doing flips and twists and backflips, and they're really enjoying it. They're having a very good time. And so, you know, they didn't tear up anything. They didn't break anything. They didn't harm anyone. They just had their fun and then they left. And then the little kids came, left. And of course, the seventh grader boys, here they come again. You know, and I had one even come in who really couldn't do very much physical activity, but he just wanted to be inside of the jumper, the bouncy house. So he crawled in and sat, you know. And so I totally get it. I understand that struggle, that phase that they are in, where they are still children, but their bodies are outgrowing their mindset, their childlike mindset. And the world is seeing them as no longer a child. And so it's important for, you know, me to bring that knowledge and that experience and that understanding to my team, to my employer, to show them that that awareness is beneficial for the team. It can help the team meet goals. It can help the team improve interactions and all kinds of things with middle school age students. So, and then also on Friday, so I had some seventh graders running. Okay, they're running full force. Girls are chasing boys and they're running full force through the area of the field. And I stopped them and I say, why are you all running? You could get hurt. And the girl says, oh, he took my money. He took my money. I said, well, how did he get your money? Well, it fell out of my pocket on the floor, on the ground, and he picked it up. And so we had this conversation, this interaction real quick. It didn't take long. And so I said something to her and I said something to him. And before we were done, he gave her the money back. And I said, you know, thank you. Tell him thank you. And, you know, and it was done. It was over. And so, I think I was able to do that because, you know, my understanding of that age group, my ability to chat with them and to interact with them on a level that is non-threatening or non-authoritarian in that case, you know, just sort of like an interventionist or as a facilitator in that case. And it just facilitated the exchange of the money and the end of the problem. So yeah, this video is, I think I am going to call it Knowing What You Bring to the Table, and your self-awareness of your personal stuff, your personal psychological makeup, your experiences that have molded you into the individual that you are, how those can be used in your classroom to help you to be a relatable teacher, yet an authoritarian, or not authoritarian in all cases, but an authority in the classroom, and a good peer with your colleagues and your team, and a good employee for your administration and your district level administrators. So that's the video of the day. I'm going to come back. I think I'm going to make a part 2 to this because I really just kind of want to chat and sit down and talk a little bit about, case studies. Now case studies is a little more in depth because you're going to do some observation and data collection for yourself, on yourself and on your students. Now, to do a case study on yourself, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it can be done. I don't think it's normal practice, but I think doing a case study on yourself, just noting your own, observing your own behavioral choices and then charting them. And it's sort of, I think it can run parallel to goal setting, but it's different from goal setting. It's pretty much just observing your choices and your behavior, your actions, your attitude and all, and then noting it, collecting the data on it, noting the times, the dates, the frequency, the duration, the intensity, the outcomes, and that type of thing. And so, doing this doctorate has helped me to understand that research is searching again. It's searching, and RE, the prefix RE means again, right? So you are researching, you are searching again through this process to discover something. And what you discover can be similar to previous findings, or it can uncover something totally new. And so as good teachers, those of us who really want to be good teachers, I think it may help us if we examine our own selves and if we pay attention to our own personal and professional well-being, our personal health, our mental health, our psychological health, our physical health, our relational health, and all of those things that make us, so that when we walk through that classroom door, we're good. When we walk through that school building, we are the best employee that we can be. When we leave, we are the best representative of our school that we can be. And this is, for me, personal growth and development. And I attribute it to the 30 years that I was in with one employer and the changes that employer and I went through. We went through it together. And then now I'm here at this school. This is my 3rd year here. And, the changes and the new things that I have learned, so many beautiful and exciting new professional tools and methods and approaches and mindsets and processes. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to go. This is long enough. 20 minutes. All right, be sure to listen at me at 1.5 speed. Hey, I'm busy, and I know you are too. And it's fun. All right, be blessed. Bye.